Today I'll show you the process of creating a stored procedure in MySQL database and also how to call the stored procedure which is in MySQL database through callable statement in Java. And we are using the environment called Visual Studio Code and the MySQL database. So first let me show the MySQL database and I will show how to create a procedure. Then we'll go for Visual Studio Code for writing Java application. So you need to have MySQL database prior in your system. So if you type MySQL, you get MySQL command line client. You just click this and you need to give the database password. So I'm giving the database password. This password you'll give at the time of the installation of MySQL. So you get the MySQL prompt if it is correct. Now let me see what all databases are available. So by typing the command show databases. Okay, then in this I want this stud1. So you can just type use stud1. Then the database got changed. Now I want to see how many tables are available in stud1 database. Show tables. You can see only one table is existing. So I want to create a stored procedure here. And the stored procedure is nothing but a collection of SQL statements which performs a particular task if all the queries are correct, or none of the queries will be get executed if at least one query is wrong. So you can put multiple queries or you can put a single query also. So how to create a stored procedure here? Because once the stored procedure is created here, I need to call from Java application by using callable statement. So here you need to apply, because the delimiter for every statement is a semicolon here. I don't want to put a semicolon because once you put a semicolon by default it will get terminated. So I'm trying to change delimiter to, you need to type delimiter to some other character. I'm writing something double ampersand. If you don't write like this, when you put a semicolon in between of the stored procedure, then the procedure get terminated. So that is the reason we are writing delimiter, the other characters. Now after this, you start typing like create. What do you want to create? You want to create a procedure, right? Procedure. The procedure name I'm writing as get name. Now here the syntax is like you need to put in for input parameter and you give the parameter name. Here my task is I'm going to give the roll number from the Java application and I want to get the student name. That's the only simple task what I'm trying to do. So the input is roll number. I'm taking some temporary variable called R number, and which is an integer category, because in this table we have two columns, roll number which is an integer and S name is a varchar student name. So here I'm making this R number temporary variable as in stands for input variable and it's data, the R number data type is integer. Similarly, I need to send the output to my Java application. I need some variable, because you know that the procedures will not return any value because it doesn't have a return keyword, but the functions will return a value because it does have a return keyword. So how you are going to send the output when you call a procedure? That's the next question what we need to get. So here I can make an output variable by typing out keyword. Then I'm typing st name as the variable name, which is a temporary variable name, and it's a varchar type, because in my table also here you have s name as a varchar and the same size I'm trying to give. Now, next slide. You need to type begin then. So here a simple thing what I'm trying to do is select s name. Now s name is from the actual column name and put into st name, that is a temporary variable name, from which table? Student db1. Okay, where roll number equal to R number. So whatever you are giving here from your Java program, that will be storing in R number. Let's suppose I want to get the roll number name of the student whose roll number is 111. So I give from my program, I'll give triple one. The triple one is going to store here. Then select S name, that student name, and put into this ST name, because you know that ST name is an output variable. And from which table I'm trying to extract? Student DB1, this table, where roll number equal to whatever you are given. And I put a semicolon here. If you don't write this delimiter with some other character, here if you put a semicolon, your procedure get terminated immediately. But already I given the delimiter is some other character apart from semicolon. Now it doesn't show any error. Then you can write end. Now you need to close the delimiter again by using end command, and whatever you're typing here, the same thing you need to type. Then press enter. Now you can see query is okay. That means now the procedure is created. Now this is procedure is ready and stored into the MySQL database. Now I need to call with the help of Java program. So in order to call the stored procedure, call getName with two parameters. One is input parameter, one is output parameter. I need to write a JDBC program, that is Java Database Connectivity Application, in which we have callable statement as one type of statement through which I can call the stored procedure. Now we go to the Visual Studio Code. So already I opened. So you need to have this particular software prior in your system, then only it will work. So here you need to work with the JDBC API, that is java.sql.star, and the callable statement is one of the predefined interface which is available inside this. So here the class name is callable statement demo, then main method, then the try block. I'm writing loading of drivers. This line is for loading of drivers, first step in database connectivity. Now here what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to search for this class, whether it is available in your system or not. So driver manager is a class, driver is a class available in JDBC subpackage. JDBC is a subpackage for CJ. CJ is a subpackage for MySQL, and MySQL subpackage for COM. Now this is the hierarchy. So if this driver is not available in your system, then you get one exception called class not found exception. So in this line, complete line, we can expect one exception, that is class not found exception. So in order to overcome this exception, you can download the MySQL driver and set the class path. So I have clearly made one video how to set the class path for MySQL driver. You can refer that and you can solve this particular problem. So this is put in double quotes, and is a string parameter for a method called forName. The forName is a static method, and it's available in class called class. Now you don't get confused with this class and this class. This class is small c, which is a keyword, and this class is a capital C, which is a predefined class. Now this class is available in java.language package, and in that class we have one static method called forName, because generally when you go for static methods, the static methods can be called directly or with its class name, and we don't take the help of objects for calling these static methods. So since forName is not available in our program, the forName is available in a class called class. I am trying to take the help of the particular class and call the method. That is for loading of drivers. Then the second step is connection establishment. Here we have one interface called connection. That is also available in SQL package. Then we have a reference variable called con. Then we have a class called driver manager from SQL package, and in that we have static method called get connection. Now, in this particular method, what we are passing, you need to understand. Now, this JDBC colon MySQL is a subprotocol, and after that colon double slash localhost we are writing. Localhost, why we are writing localhost means the MySQL database is installed in my current system. So the current system is considered as a localhost. I'm writing that. If your MySQL database was in another system, then its IP address or the name can be written. Since the current Java application and my database both are in the same system, I'm representing it as localhost. Then 3306 is a port number for MySQL. Then STUD1, just now I was showing, right? STUD1 is a database to which I want to connect. Then question mark followed by one parameter called use SSL, secure sockets layer, equal to false we are writing because we don't have any trusted certificates. If we write true, then we need to show some trusted certificate which are available. But as of now, I don't have any trusted certificates. I need to make it as false. Then close the double quotes, put a comma and write root. Root by default is a MySQL database username, and this is the password what I mentioned for my database in my system. So I put in the same. Now that is for database connection establishment. Like I need to connect to HUD1 and root and password I'm given. Now this line you need to understand. Callable statement is one of the interface from java.sql. CST is a reference variable for that. Then whatever the con we have created here, the same thing we are taking. And we are calling one method called prepare call. Prepare call method is used to create a callable statement reference variable. Inside this, I need to pass a parameter in double quotes. One is the flower brace. Then there is a keyword called call. Then the procedure what you have created, right? Get name. Now the procedure is holding two parameters, right? One is input parameter, one is output parameter. So here I'm not passing any values, only question marks I'm passing. Then later on I'm going to set what is that question mark. So you're calling a procedure called getName with two parameters. One is input, one is output parameter. You need to match in the procedure. One is input, one is output. Okay, the procedure name is what? GetName. Then close the flower brace and close the double quotes and close the method. Now, when you see the flower braces, that is nothing but it's intimation to the compiler that you are about to call the procedure. That is called as escape syntax. The flower braces are called as escape syntax. Now, what is this first question mark? The first question mark is a roll number, right? I need to set that. And as a developer, you need to know that roll number is of what data type. If you want, I can describe here. Okay. After this, you can just go back to the delimiter. Again, same semicolon you can put. Then you can write describe student TB1. I can see roll number is integer and his name is varchar of 30. Now, I need to set that roll number. First question mark is roll number. It's an integer now. So I take CST, this one. CST dot set int of the first question mark with triple one. Now, this is acting as input now. Roll number triple one. Let me check here. You can type select star from student DB1. So you can see triple one is there already. So this is acting as input now. When I just give this value from the program, I need to expect this outcome, that is student name. That is my intention actually for writing this application. So I'm giving triple one as an input. Now I need to tell the program that what is the output variable type. Now here output variable type is what? Varchar, right? Output variable is varchar. I need to say that CST dot register out parameter method. And the second question mark, whatever is there, you write the index number called 2 and you need to write its data type varchar. In SQL, we have one class called types. In that, we have a construct called varchar. That means you are trying to tell that the second question mark is the varchar type because I need to print my output, right? Then finally, you need to call execute method for executing the procedure. And once you call this one, it is going to connect to the database and execute the procedure and output only is being sent back. Then I'm printing that output here. System.println in double quotes it will print as the student name. In order to access that, I need to take this help of again CST dot. Since the output is varchar, right? I need to call getString and just write the index number. The index number of this one is what? 2. The first question mark index number is 1. It's already over. Second question mark index number is 2. So whatever the number I'm giving from here, 111, I need to get the value of that, and I need to print here student name with triple C. That is my expect outcome. Then close the CST reference variable and con.close. Then close the try block, write the cache block, and here you can see exception, superclass name, and in that I'm calling print stack test method. This print stack test method is going to print the compute error information line by line. Then close the cache block, close the main method, close the class. Just save this particular program and Just run and see are we getting because I given triple one, right? Triple one, I'm expecting CCC. Just click this particular button. Now can you see student name triple C? If I change, let me check on the number 108. I'll change here 108. Just save this and again execute. Can you see here 108 name is GH. So like this, you need to create the procedure in the database first. Then you need to write your Java application through callable statement and call the store procedure. The procedure get executed in the database and only the output is sent back to you. So the stored procedure can be called with the help of the callable statement. So I hope I have given some input on how to work with the callable statement to call the stored procedure in MySQL database using the Visual Studio Code environment. If you like this video, do comment, subscribe, and share it to your friends. Thank you.